Hey, this is Adam with Theros Media. So I'm going to give you a couple tips on how you can beat Angie's List and Home Advisor by marketing in your area, just by outcompeting with them. So we have a couple tips that I can give you on Google Ads and Facebook to help you boost your advertising and crush them out the water. So if you go in pretty much any of your services that you offer, if you type in a search term that is valid for it, you'll see Angie's List Home Advisor pop up. So you see Home Advisor is number one. Two contractors, and then at the very bottom you'll see that's a contractor. Local HVAC quotes sells leads, the Home Advisor, Angie's List. So does Pal and Sons and a lot of the other lead generation companies. Now, when you're advertising in your area, you're going to be competing with them on these type of keywords. So in my area, if I'm advertising for an HVAC company, it's going to be installation of AC systems, ductless systems, furnaces, all that type of stuff. And we're competing on it with them. What they are doing, what you cannot do, is spending an enormous amount of money. They don't really care what the lead cost is because they're selling it to 6 to up to 12 contractors for one lead coming in. So they can pay pretty much anything for this lead and then make a profit on it. In my area, this type of keyword is usually worth about $50-$60 for a click. Sometimes it's $8, sometimes it's $60, depending on who's bidding on it. And Home Advisor and Angie's List always pushes up the bid whenever you're competing with them. So, how do you outsmart them and outdo them in your area? Basically, by doing it better. So if you go inside your Google Ads campaigns, you'll see all of mine usually have phrase match or exact match, broad match on a very rare instance when I need to spend a ton of money and I have the keywords that I know convert. I'll use broad match, but phrase match and exact match is kind of where you want to be for the most part. So you'll see this is for a water treatment company. You'll see pH neutralizer, neutralized system. Everything is around one idea for that service. So you don't want all your keywords grouped into one. You don't want all your keywords grouped into one ad group. You want multiple ad groups inside a campaign for a service. So, for instance, if you're an HVAC company, you're going to break it out by service. You're going to have air conditioning installs is one campaign. Air conditioning repair is one campaign. Heat pump installs is one campaign. Ductless installs is one campaign. So every service line you have per product, you break it out into a campaign. Then, once you have everything structured correctly, you're going to break all those campaigns into tiny segments of that market that you're going to go after, which are going to be your ad groups. So, for instance, this one is all about ash neutralizers. And we're going to go to the campaign, go to different ad groups inside the campaign. And I'll show you what we have here. So we have, these are all essentially the same service we're offering, but they're different segments of the market depending on what someone's searching for. So a downflow ash neutralizer is the same thing as a backwashing ash neutralizer, and a fleck ash neutralizer, which I don't have, you can't see it here with their other, this is the first 10. So they're the same thing, but they're broken up into different campaigns because I can advertise for them differently into different funnels. Upflow is the same thing as a clack, usually. Same thing as a non-backwashing, which are different campaigns. They're all bunches of the campaigns depending on that keyword grouping. So if you go in Upflow Ash Neutralizer campaign, all of these will have Upflow Ash Neutralizer somewhere inside the keyword. And that's really what you want to do. You want to group keywords together so tight that it can't possibly be mistaken for another service that you offer. Upflow, non-backwashing, upflow, clack, all pretty much the same thing. Only 4 keywords in this keyword group. Now that you have everything bunched together inside tightly knit keyword groups, installation keywords are different than replacement keywords that are different from cost keywords, or are different from, ductless air conditioner is different from Mitsubishi ductless, which is different from Fujitsu ductless, which is different from mini split system. They're all different. So group them into keyword groups, all comparing to each other. Make them very tight knit. The key, which we're going to do, is once something works, you're going to take it out of this campaign and put it into its own exact match campaign, same account structure, just exact matches. You're going to exclude that exact match from this search terms, so you can bid on that with pretty much, as much money as you want. You can go after that keyword, it converts, spend as much money as you want on it, as long as it's profitable. For this campaign, all the budgets are managed by either manually or maximize cost per click, or maximize clicks with a low target cost per click so we can maximize the amount of clicks we're getting. Exact match campaigns, I know exactly what's working so I can spend more money on it. And we're going to go through our search term lists and exclude all the negatives we possibly can think of. So for this one, only thing I bid on was Upflow National Neutralizer. That's the only thing we bid on this month for this keyword. But a lot of our other keyword groups have 500, 600, 1,000 search terms in them that don't relate to, let's see, something that has a lot of impressions. So pH neutralizer has a lot of impressions. I think this one's pretty finely tuned. I think we have like 8,000 negatives in here for this specific keyword. For instance, we don't want to bid on the media for this attribute neutralizer because the media is just the cow site. I don't care about that for this campaign. That's in a different campaign if I want to sell cow site. This campaign, we're not bidding on anything that has media in it. We're going to exclude this from the campaign. I would include it in a negative list, but I won't right now because I don't have a negative list built out for the media. I'm going to exclude it as an exact match for the campaign. And I'm going to do campaign. This is not, yes, it's just attribute neutralizer, so I'm going to exclude anything that has media in it from the entire campaign. So I won't bid on that keyword for any of the keywords I'm bidding on. Nothing media. Cleaner, probably not. Neutralize pH, no. Natural way to lower pH in water, yes. Water, yes. Whole house balancing, yes. But this is what you want to do. I do this on a weekly basis now because this is pretty much fine-tuned. But at first, when this campaign was going, I did it on a daily basis because there were a lot of search terms. Even if you do the best job in the world researching negatives, you're going to miss some. So there were a lot of search terms that I didn't want to show up for, and we do this on a fairly frequent basis. You can see our negative keyword list here, 773 for the campaign total. And then we have, that's because we have a large negative keyword group. Show you negative keyword lists. So I have these broken out by the type of campaign it is. So all the attribute neutralizers, I have about 8,000 negative keywords for attribute neutralizers that I don't want to bid on, and this goes into all the attribute neutralizer campaigns. Universal negative keyword group is 3,000, so we have about 10,000 keywords total that we're not bidding on for attribute neutralizers. You have to do this per product. So you can see I started building it out for iron filters here. So that's how you do Google Ads well. I'm not going to tell you how to build your ads. Typically, you want to have the city in there. That's a tip for you. If you can, have the zip code in there. If you're going to go that granular, there's a way to do it. It's a little technical, so I'm not going to put it in this video. Getting an instant calculator cost works well because a lot of times people aren't bidding on the calculator or the cost of a system because they can't show it. So a lot of times we can scoop those up for very, very cheap, and those are very high qualified leads. So Google Ads is its own thing in and of itself, how to build out to beat HomeAdvisor. But typically you want to start with broad phrase match. You never want to go broad match unless you're spending a ton of money. Phrase match, and then exact match once you know it works. Exact match has a higher cost per click bid limit than phrase match does because you're trying to test out different keywords that works, which one doesn't and which one does. Inside phrase match, exact match, you can spend money on it because you know your conversions at that point. Should be somewhere around 20 to 25% conversions for your landing page. If you're getting that, you can almost spend as much money as you want and then get a lead profitably inside Google. Now, Facebook's a little different. Facebook is going to take a lot of testing. So you can see this is a new campaign for myself. I am advertising for our pay per lead service for contractors. We build out pay per lead campaigns exclusively to that contractor. And as of right now, I just started this morning. To the daily budget is about $40 today. We spent $10 a day. Got 10 clicks for those $10. So we spent about $1 per click. 87 cents it says we spent per click, which is fairly good for Facebook. Now, how to do something like this? I have a ton of campaigns running at the same time. I'm monitoring this almost 24/7. I have rules built to make sure I don't spend over a certain amount, and I have targets that I'm looking for. So, targets I'm looking for my campaigns, and I'm testing out. This one is testing out 1, 2, 3, 4 different videos, and it's testing out different versions of those videos. All have the same ad copy, headline, but I'm testing out different versions of the videos to make sure I have the best one possible. As of right now, Never Run Out of Leads has 5 clicks at a 50% click cost, at 2% click-through rate, which is great. I want to see anything above 1%. This one right here, Never Run Out of Leads Again, Volume 4, has a 20% click, 7% click cost at a 14% cost per 1,000. So this one's doing hot. We're going to let this run to about 400 impressions. Once about 400 impressions, you kind of know what you're going to expect from the campaign. Anything over 1%, keep it. Anything below your cost per click goal, because you have a conversion goal for your website, then you have a cost per click goal. My conversion goal is 10% for my landing page. I know if I want to get a profitable lead, I need about $60 per lead for my business to be profitable. I know that if I get about 60 clicks there, I should get about 6 leads, which leads to about, 3 appointments, leads to about 2 sales. So something like that, you should know your numbers on what your click cost should be. My goal is to get clicks below $6. And I'm doing that pretty spectacularly right now. How you do something like this is you have different phases of testing in your Facebook ads. Typically, when I start a campaign for a contractor, I have a messaging ad that I'm just testing. It's a $25 test. You test it out pretty quickly, see the messaging area that works. Usually 1 or 2 things works. Usually a pain, getting rid of pain type of thing. So one thing that works for ductless really well, as of right now, is finally get rid of your air conditioning, finally get rid of your window air conditioner. That's working really well for ductless right now, that type of headline. Going around the pain of putting in a air conditioner, because they have to put them in every window. They don't have air conditioning in their house. Every room, it's a lot of work. They're heavy. They don't want to do it anymore. They want a permanent solution. So I'm trying to play on that for that headline. Then another headline that usually works 9 times out of 10 is a certain percentage off or some type of deal you're running with financing. Financing deals work a ton. If I'm selling in general, I try to stay away from discount deals because you're always playing the price matching game. I try to find marketing messages that really resonate with your customer, get them in the frame of mind of why I'm getting the system in the first place. But if you're in a pinch, and I use it sometimes too, sometimes you have to, save X amount, get it. This financing offer works very, very well for Facebook. So you're testing out the offer at first, then you're testing out, you want to see good cost per click, high click-through ratio, usually around 1% or higher. I keep it. If it's lower than 1%, I get rid of it. After that is done, about 400 impressions, you should know whether your message is resonating or not. So I know this message is resonating because I have a 2% click-through ratio. I'm going to wait till it gets about 400 clicks. It's going to meet my criteria as of right now, so I can really take it and then scale it. What I would do is I would test everything. I'm going to test images, same type of thing. I usually use about 16 images, same headline, same text in each of the images, try to see which ones works. Then after I found 1 or 2 images that works, I use the 1 or 2 images to test headlines. Headlines are going to be, images is a showstopper, so it stops the scroll. The headline is going to be what gets them to click or read more. So, headline, I test that out next. Usually I try to test at least 50 headlines or so. Things that I think will really resonate. I try to stay away from save this, get this type of offers, but sometimes they're the only things that work in the market, especially in the summertime. But test a headline. I usually use about 10 to 16 headlines is the normal test. I usually test about 50 total in about a month. So I'm testing these things out every couple of days. I'm spending about $25 per test, trying to find something that works really, really well. Because if you find something that works really, really well, eventually it will age. Everything has a point of entropy, so that it stops working eventually. Usually for home services, it's about 3 months when the seasons change. So you can run things per season, and you can find assets every single season that you can run next year and the next year and the next year. Just change a little bit. It still works. So you want to find assets that work for you for Facebook for doing stuff like that. And I take those Facebook ads and I use them everywhere. Google Display Network, YouTube. I even take videos. I take ads that work, especially testimonial ads. They work really, really well. I take those, convert them to YouTube videos, run those on YouTube. You can do this once you have something that works and have a concept that works in your ideal customer's mind. You can pretty much take that anywhere. So I'm thinking of marketing messages that'll work. I'm trying to test marketing messages. So you see here, these ones are working pretty well. This one's working even better than the other one. Keep the leads coming. This video seems to be working pretty well. So like I said, I'm just testing out videos, different portions of the video, different parts of the video. But it looks like this video by itself is working really well without the marketing message inside of it. So yeah, I think this video is working really well. All right. But what I was saying, once you have a marketing message that works, you can take it and use it no matter where you are. So you can always pay for customers if you have a marketing message that works. And that's what you're really trying to do. You're trying to find something that works. Then, once you have that stuff that works, I advise you to build out something like a sales funnel for new customers coming in. Something like this. So we build these for contractors around the United States. It gets people, I think only about 40% of people who start this finish it and get an estimate, but that's good for the contractor because they're not spending time. And usually these type of leads have a very high closing ratio. So let's say I am Adam looking for an instant price quote. I'm looking for a system. Someone's going to balk here. They're going to see the price. Oh, this is a big range. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. I'm leaving. Someone's going to schedule a consultation. It'll take them to the consultation type of thing. They're not going to get an immediate price estimate online. They're going to get they're going to schedule a consultation. So you can go through here. It's going to do the same thing. You'll see the same thing inside here, except this one's going to take them to a calculator as well. So you see it's a price quote on a single zone system. I got to finish this up. All right, so no. Within a month, this is just my example. I finished this up for contractors. For me, I just use this as an example. Authorize make changes, yes. Now it's going to give them a way to estimate their system. So this is going to be for my bedroom. So as of right now, you see one zone system, but they can also come up here and change it if they want to. So you can add as many zones as you want for ductless, up to 8. For ductless especially, 20 by 25 for my bedroom. It's going to be 5 windows in my bedroom. 3 people. My daughter sleeps in my room with us. First floor. Good. All right. So for my bedroom, I'm going to need a 15,000 BTU system. 15,000 BTU system down here. Standard heat pump is fine. So I want to know how much I'm paying. So typically this is going to be a broad range because you don't know what their house looks like. They don't know what your estimate looks like. It might be a pain in the butt, get into the different spaces. You always want to have a range to give them to pique their interest. Okay, this is an acceptable range. Hopefully it's closer to the low end. High end, I can accept that. It's a little high for a single zone system, but I can accept it. Send me this estimate. It's going to send them an estimate right to their phone automatically. It's going to send you their estimate. It's going to send them an estimate. Then they have the option to schedule something with you on this day. Early morning is what I prefer. My location is going to be 3692 Court Road. There we go. Make sure, confirm everything, complete it, and send the information to a contractor with their preferred scheduled date, time, all that type of stuff. So building something like this out for you will weed a ton of the tire kickers out, a ton of the price shoppers out. It'll also give you their information because you're paying for it. Obviously, you want that lead. You can make sure you can if you have a good sales team, you want the lead anyway. If you don't, then you want them to get to the end of this because this has a high closing ratio because they know their price when you're coming in. Has a high booking ratio because they already booked the estimate. All you do is call them, schedule it. You're not competing with anybody in your area because this is exclusive to you. So you're beating HomeAdvisor at their own game because you're giving them what they want initially. HomeAdvisor said, compare cost estimates. HomeAdvisor never shows you a cost estimate initially. Higher skilled, cost to install, new. This isn't even very good. Comprehensive cost guides. I mean, you never get it. An estimate is never coming in minutes because they never give you an estimate. Contractors do. HomeAdvisor doesn't. Contractors usually don't give you an estimate in minutes, but some of them can, like I do. Local HVAC quotes, same thing here. This one, they actually give you a cost, and they have a higher closing or higher booking ratio than HomeAdvisor. But building something like this for yourself is imperative for your success online, especially because people are they're basically wanting this on your website. People are either searching for who you are, your reviews, or how to get in contact with you and what cost you are. So building something like this for yourself is going to be imperative to compete with them and to beat them. And filtering leads out this out for your sales team is going to help them a ton. I know for me, if I knew someone was going to close in the next 3 months, then I wouldn't spend that much time following up with them. I would call them to say, hey, we got your price quote. Would you want someone to confirm with it? But I wouldn't hammer them hard. Someone who needs an immediate assistance or 1 to 3 months, I would hammer them hard because I know 1 to 3 months, I can sell them now to get them on the schedule for a month or two. So that's what I was always looking for. Someone who wants something now is not really a challenge for a salesperson because all you have to do is don't screw it up. If you want to get someone on the schedule for 1 to 3 months, then that's more of a challenge because you're overcoming the objection of, I don't want it right now. I just want some estimate to know what I'm playing with, my budget. But to get them on the schedule later is more of a challenge, I would say. It's more of what my wheelhouse was when I was at my company. Always, you appreciate the layups, but that's not usually what you get. Usually what you get to make your money on, instead of being an order taker as a salesperson, is someone looking at a schedule, looking to see why your company, why you, and then you have to overcome putting on a board. Look, the financing doesn't take place in a couple of months. Financing only takes place when you approve it, so we have to do the job. You have to approve the job as it schedules through. We'll get everything in place now, get everything bought in because we don't have to pay for the material for another 30 days. We can get everything on the books right now, get everything in our warehouse, scheduled for when you want at your convenience around your schedule. If you're advertising for yourself, Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, display ads, Performance Max ads, I even did Pinterest ads, Snapchat ads. I mean, everything worked. Just how you make it work for you. So hopefully this helps you. Hopefully you take it and make more money with it. And this is how you can beat Home Advisor, Angie's List at their own game. Build your own marketing system for your company. You'll blow them out the water. They can't compete with you on a granular level. They can only spend a ton of money getting a ton of leads in. Once you stop buying leads from them, you have a ton of more money to spend on your own advertising. Usually it's more profitable. Our Google ads in September when I left my company was 36 times ROAS. So we spent $2,000, made 70,000 or something like that. Something crazy like that. Home Advisor, we never got that type of return. We only got, 10 at the max. Our average was 7.5. So it worked for us. It's just how we made it work. We were hammered leads hard, and it was a daily grind. So hopefully this helps you. You take it and run with it. Talk to you soon.